All right, what's going on all my new, current, and future rideshare drivers and passengers out there? Welcome to the channel. Before I get started, if this is your first time here and you enjoy the content, make sure you smash that subscribe button. And don't forget to click that little bell icon. That way you'll get notified when I come out with new videos. Now, today's video, as you can see by the thumbnail, hundreds of protesting Uber and Lyft drivers halt traffic on FDR Drive. Now, first off, before I even start, that doesn't sound very safe at all whatsoever. But this is in result of, in New York City, in the 5 boroughs, they're starting to restrict drivers going online. If there's not a demand for passengers, guess what? There's not a demand for riders. Because I guess a lot of people have been taking advantage of that $17.50 hourly guarantee or something. So they decided to nip this in the butt, I guess, right away and convert to what Lyft has already done. Lyft already did this. What's going on, Real Rideshare Stories? So I guess Lyft already did this in July. This is from the New York Post, so you know it's at least credible on this, and I wouldn't doubt it. And I also did see, I guess, some footage on Facebook of people walking up and down the street, which is kind of, not safe as well. Walking up and down the street while all the cars were there blocking the traffic. So I feel bad for all those people that had to go to work, because damn. But it says hundreds of Uber and Lyft drivers brought traffic on the FDR Drive to a halt Tuesday morning in protest over what they say is unfair treatment. That is this morning, guys, today. The caravan of some 300 drivers, I'm surprised they got that many people to, do this, began at Navy Street and Park Avenue in Brooklyn under the BQE at 7 o'clock this morning, and converged on the FDR towards Gracie Mansion, according to the Independent Drivers Guild, which reps the drivers who work for the taxi apps. So everyone's always hand in hand because, of course, they're saying there's a lot of congestion, which we already know there is. It's New York City. I mean, come on now. But it says the group protested Uber's decision to begin abruptly denying app access to drivers at times and places where demand is low. Like I said, now that if there's not a high demand for passengers, they're not going to allow you to just jump on the app whenever you want. This is what I was talking about when I said that whole flexibility thing is gone out the window, guys. Gone out the window. Okay? So, again, this could potentially be the future for all markets if certain things end up passing. That's just all I got to say right there, because it's happening right now in New York City, okay? That is not possibility. That is factual. It is happening right now in New York City. Today was the day for Uber to convert. Let me continue reading. It said, Lyft enacted a similar policy in July. So Lyft has already been doing this since July, guys. And that's why I'm sure a lot of drivers are on Uber while they could. But today ended that. Now, all the drivers, all Uber and Lyft drivers in New York City, in the 5 boroughs, got to make sure I'm specific because upstate New York, as far as I know, doesn't have this yet. Okay? Everybody there is now on restriction, app restriction. Okay? Give me a thumbs up if you think that's bogus. That's bogus, guys. App restriction that destroyed the whole flexibility thing. If I cannot log on when I want, like this commercial said, log on, driving, chilling, driving, making money, chilling. What the hell's the point? If you cannot go on at any time, and I want to know is, how do they decide who can log on and who doesn't? That's what I want to know. Is there like a number system? You know what I'm saying? Is your number called? And I'm like, oh, I can work today for a couple hours when it goes live. That's what I want to know. No, New York City only. They have a lot more rules than upstate because New York City is its own beast. Okay, that's what I was thinking. It's just in the 5 boroughs, like I said. Of course, I didn't turn that off. Oh, why does someone always have to try to call me? Not taking calls, guys. Not taking calls right now, okay? Again, this is in the 5 boroughs only. And, yeah, drivers can no longer log on and off when they want. So your flexibility is gone. So everybody in California that doesn't think that this can happen to them, look in New York, guys. Look in New York, Uberman Tampa. So, okay, it's not propaganda. It's not a scare tactic. It is an actual fact now in New York City. So, just all those people out there that, might have thought misinformation was out there or fear-mongering, well, guess what? They're proving that they're not bluffing. New York City is now the first market, as far as I'm aware of, who for Uber and Lyft now restrict their drivers from jumping on the app whenever they want. So your flexibility, like I said, is out the window. How's that misinformation, Omar? It says it right here. I mean, it all went down today. They protested about it. I reported on this a couple days ago saying that this was going to happen. It's not misinformation, okay? And Real Rideshare Stories even lives in New York City, and he can back up this conclusion right there. Gas prices are looking to rise due to the current tensions between the U.S. and Iran. Well, gas prices are probably always going to rise. It's always going to rise. Ms. Thompson, so Dustin, is it possible making just drive around until the apps allow them to get online? Because that's what it seems like is going to happen. That's what I'm curious of, too. I am so curious of this because who's in charge of this? Just like I said before, just like I agreed with someone who said before, the simple fact of who in their right mind would be managing all these drivers if they turn into employees? You know what I'm saying? And I feel sorry for the person that's got to write that schedule up. But again, I'll repeat. The group protested Uber's decision to begin abruptly denying app access to drivers at times and places where demand is... Oh, sorry about that. The group protested Uber's decision to begin abruptly denying app access to drivers at times and places where demand is low. Lyft enacted a similar policy in July. The companies claim the app lockouts are a necessary response to recently instituted TLC rules which penalize ride-hailing companies whose vehicles spend too much time cruising without passengers. So, like I said, all those people, I guess, maybe they were trying to take advantage of the system, which I can't blame them. You know what I'm saying? People trying to make money out there. I mean, look what happened to me last night with the guy canceling the trip and trying to offer me a cash ride, which I will talk about a little later. Yeah, but drivers are desperate out there to make that extra money. And now if they're going to restrict when you can go on and off, it's definitely becoming a reality, guys. New York City is showing it is a reality. So please, guys, get out of the damn matrix and stop thinking things can't happen. Because remember, I don't know anybody that owns any of these companies. So they can do whatever the hell they want. And if anything's going to happen, it'll pop up in your app. And you'll be looking at your app and it'll say, click here to continue driving. So you'll have to click that to agree to continue to drive. Or not. I'm sorry. You're going to either click it to drive or you're not. This is what I tell people. Have backups to your backups. Some people may need to find another job. That's right, Barry. And if this is not, obviously everyone watching or whatnot, it's not all happening in New York City. So please, guys, just get prepared, okay? Have an exit strategy just in case that things aren't working the way you want them to work. So people just need to realize, what's going on, Mark? People just need to realize that this is real. It can happen. It's not a scare tactic. It's none of that, guys. It's actually legit. Okay, now, obviously, some people might argue, well, what they're trying to do in California could be a scare tactic, but I don't really think that. I think if you become an employee, you're not going to get something for nothing. So please, guys, don't think there's not going to be trade-offs. All right? You have to realize that you are in reality and anything can happen. You do not own these companies. Remember, we're not employees yet. So, yeah, you're going to have to think outside the box and just prepare yourself, okay? You can hope for the best, but you damn well better prepare for the worst. You have to, guys. You have to. It said, but city data shows the rules have succeeded in both decreasing congestion and increasing driver wages. Yeah, for those few drivers, I guess, that can drive. The number of for-hire vehicles trips has continued to grow across the city. It has been Uber and Lyft's business model to oversaturate the market while promising drivers that they could succeed despite these companies, which I don't really totally agree to that. everyone can succeed if you know what the hell you're doing. And obviously, if you're not locked out of the app, stacking the deck against them, acting TLC chair Bill Heisen said in a statement. The companies are finally being forced to experiment with ways to run their businesses in an environment of accountability. Well, yeah, in a way they are, but you know what? In saying that, I must say, guys, drivers, you have to be held accountable as well. You have to. You have to know that if things aren't looking good for you, if you're making less money, if this is no longer lucrative for you, then get something else, guys. What's the definition of insanity? What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same damn thing day in, day out, and hoping for a different result. So, yeah, Uber plays stupid games. We all get stupid prizes. I mean, that's true. That is so true, guys. And that's why I'm telling you. The protest they did today changed nothing, okay? Because guess what? Most of those protesters are probably the ones that were restricted from the app. I guarantee you the only reason they were out there protesting is the simple fact that they couldn't log on. That's honestly how I feel, because that's what this is. You got to imagine that there can't be but so many drivers on the road at once now. What I want to know for a certainty is how many drivers are allowed to access the app at a time now. That is what I really want to know. Because they kind of just make it, vague. You don't really know a whole lot when they're sitting there saying, okay, well, if demand is low, well, it doesn't surge all the damn time anywhere. So doesn't that mean demand's kind of always low? That's what I want to know. So anybody in the 5 boroughs, please, let us know what's going on. Let us know if you're one of those people locked out of the app, okay? Because inquiring minds want to know. It's based on a passengers wanting rides. Exactly. But that's what I'm saying, Real Rideshare Stories, Chris, is that how do we know that? How do they determine that? How many people are needing rides, and then how many drivers are allowed to be online to potentially get these rides? That's definitely something everyone wants to know. I will argue this, Dustin. Veteran Affairs appointed me to Uber after no other company would take me on. This has been my last chance. No, it's never your last chance, Alan. There's so many other apps out there. You have to, drivers have to evolve. We have to evolve eventually, especially if you're saying this isn't working for you. If it's not working for you, guys have to figure out something else. People just think that this might be their last resort for the simple fact of you've been programmed to kind of think that way. You know what I mean? We've been doing Uber and Lyft for what? I think it's been out there for 10 years or something? 9, 10, 11? I don't know. I've only been with it for a little over, or almost 4. So it's been there for a while. So people have kind of grown up with it. It's, embedded in our society. Everybody's taking Uber and Lyfts out there, guys. Rideshare PA says should be a first come, first served basis. That's right. That's probably how it's going to be. Whoever logs on first. But I want to know for sure, you know what I mean? That's one thing I don't want to speculate on, because that's really important. Okay, and since this is a definite thing now, we need to know what's going down. And thank you so much for that $2 Rideshare PA. And are you already? Nope, you're not, but now you are part of the Ghost Riders. And make sure you guys check out Rideshare PA, who happens to be the driver that had that very, very bad run-in, which I'm sure everyone saw that I posted on my channel with the guys trying to rob him and stuff. Yeah, make sure you check his channel out, guys. But one of the ways Uber Lyft determines real-time demand based upon number of packs who are accessing the app. The packs doesn't need to actually book the ride, just simply typing in a destination address. Pretty much how Surge was. Riders open their app and it just shows a bunch on. Yeah, people also used to do that back in the day. All the drivers would sit there, turn the rider app on to see where all the other drivers are, and that could also look like it creates demand when it doesn't. So I want to know what kind of real algorithm out there is in place. That's what I'm really curious about, because I know a lot of drivers are going to be pissed, and I guess that's why they were. Even though it's going to do nothing. It did nothing at all. This is implemented. It is real. It's not a concoction idea. This is actually happening right now. There are restrictions in New York